Hey everybody, welcome back to the Raw Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, you already know the drill. Go right down here, yes, in your settings, rumble around in there, search around in there, and find your subscribe button. Go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit your notification bell so you know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. And give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, that beast, that algorithm that has me by my neck and is dragging me up and down these internet streets. I really would appreciate your help with that. Also, right about here, that's our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting my channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so very thankful and grateful for that support. If you want to do a one-time donation, there's our super thanks button right over there. And any donations to this channel is always greatly appreciated. Also, I got some shout outs. I do. I want to shout out Gwen Stevenson. Gwen Stevenson, you are such a great supporter of this channel and you are so appreciated. And thank you for your super thanks. Also, Jennifer Clark. Jennifer Clark is a great supporter of this channel also. And thank you, Jennifer, for your super thanks. We have somebody new, Kakua Bado Sego. I hope I got your name right. I tried to practice it. Kakua, thank you so much. Thank you for deciding to support my channel, and it is so greatly appreciated. All right, with all that said, let's get to the read, y'all, because we have a lot to get to. All right, y'all know what I do when I am putting together the read. I am up and down and all around in these internet streets, and that's what I have been doing. Today, I have been in these streets because these streets have been hot today, let me tell you. And it's all contributed to that documentary that they just aired over across the pond on Channel 4. We have been talking about it for two podcasts. But I must say, I was a little skeptical. I was like, the Royals got a chokehold on the press over there. I was a little skeptical if they were going to bring the good goods. But from all the reports of the squatties from across the pond, Channel 4 bought the good goods. They did. They are exposing William and Charles. Oh, they are dragging them for filth. And I must say, I love it. I love it because it's nothing but karma. From what I am seeing from the posts on my timeline, and I'm telling you, my post on my timeline is running so fast, it looks like it is a Walgreen receipt coming out of coming out of a Walgreen checkout stand. I'm telling you, it is going because squatties are just posting one post right after another, and I'm telling you, it is so good. I tried to pick out some of the good ones we're going to discuss. I got an article that Richard Palmer has written that's gone for Charles and William's neck. I'm telling you, the Mirror has done this kind of expose type article about William being a slumlord. Ooh, it is so much, y'all. It is so much. So we are going to get in. We're going to start with this squatty's post right here. We're going to get into it, and we're going to start with this squatty's post right here. And it said, I don't ever want to hear the dumb sycophants repeating that scripted lie that the British royal family cost the British taxpayer very little. Thank you, dispatches, for proving we are being ripped off. So evidently, this is a British squatty. She saw it and she said it is a ripoff. And this is, she reposted the post that Channel 4 posted about this particular documentary. And it says dispatches can reveal how King Charles and Prince William are making millions from the taxpayer. In a joint investigation with the Times, we have uncovered lucrative deals with the armed forces, schools, and even the NHS. They are even ripping off the NHS. And we all know what dire straits the NHS is in if you've been paying attention. Because even way over here in the United States, being a squatty that I am, I keep my eyeballs peeled to see what's going on over there. And anybody who has been doing any kind of research like I do every day know that the NHS is in big trouble. And Charles and them is making money off of them. I'm just saying. We're going to put up this one. We're going to keep it going now. It's going to be fast paced. So y'all just buckle in because we got a lot. Okay. It says, so it looks like when Charles and William go out to these engagements and patronages, they are actually going out to check their investments and nice little earners. Charles and William are so commercial. Even cancer charities are not safe. They are charging cancer charities. Okay, we're going to put this one up. It says Charles, Camilla, William, and Kate Middleton are going down to hell. The way these lot manipulate, steal, hoodwink, grift off, and scam the public should be exposed. Abolish those evil royals. This is what's on my timeline. Let's go to the next one. It said, y'all know I love to decipher royal family and British media shenanigans, right? Well, not even I know what is happening here because it looks like the British media is turning on both King Charles and Prince William. What to make of this? And she posted this because this was something that the Times had posted. And it says King Charles and his elder son makes millions from fraudulent levies on school, hospitals, homeowners, and the very charities they represent. A joint investigation by the Sunday Times and C4 Dispatches reveals today. And they say they brought it. Now, my timeline, all the squatties on there, they are excited because they said they brought it. I'm going to put this one up. And this one is from a mutual podcaster. And it says, Peep the documentary started with, there is no cost of living for the royal family. They also make a point that some of the royal financial dealings are held from Parliament. Parliament don't know everything that the royal family is up to. And that's why I have said people don't understand how deep and wide the tentacles of this so-called monarchy runs and the networks that are in place to help to hold it up. Some things Parliament don't even know about. And then she goes on to say, is there someone inside the establishment with a vendetta? When did Channel 4 grow some balls? I don't know when they grew them, but I'm glad they did. I'm just saying. And this one right here says, this is absolutely shocking. Greedy Prince William charging poor school children to learn. Empty prisons have been charged leased by the government. WTF. They making money hand over fist. They are. And got you believing, well, got the people, the citizens of the UK thinking that they only pay £1.25, saying that that's how much the royal family costs every British person. Yeah, okay. Let's go on. It says Slumlord Willie fixing the environment and homelessness in the UK for all the peasants. And this one right here, it says, look at this place he rents out to the British people. Prince William has the nerve to talk about homelessness. Hypocrite. He is. Look at this. This is the mole. This is the wall that's falling down. He renting it out and getting away with it too. Let's go on. It says the man who said wants to teach you how to end homelessness can't even effing manage the properties he's already owns. They are effing grifters. And see, this says, and this, the Mirror did this, woo, scathing article. And this is what this squatty is talking about. It said, breaking news, Prince William's Royal Rentals failed to meet basic EPC standards. It's a disgrace that £1 billion royal estate appears to be acting like a rogue landlord and getting away with it. FPA's Jonathan Bean quoted in Mirror's exclusive. And I'm telling you, I did not walk to find this article. And I did, and here it is. It says, Scandal of Prince William's moldy, hard to heat, raw renters that don't meet standards. The Mirror is coming for William's neck. The Mirror. And it says, our investigation with Channel 4 Dispatch has found that some of Prince William's tenants are at risk of fuel poverty and living in hard to heat homes with mold and damp issues. And you know that because the UK is so rainy and damp. If you don't fix a roof or something like that, it rains a lot over there. And if they have children with that black mold, they'll have all kinds of sinus problems and stuff. But let's go on. It says scores of rental properties owned by Prince William failed to meet the minimal legal energy efficiency standard for landlords. We can reveal. This is in the Mirror. We found some of his tenants are at risk of fuel poverty, living in hard to heat homes that are riddled with damp and black mold. Our investigation with Channel 4 Dispatch has found that as many as 1 in 7 of William's inherited Duchy of Cornwall residential renters' properties have the lowest energy performance security rating of F or G. 1 in 7. It said it comes as taxpayer is funding a £369 million renovation of Buckingham Palace, and Prince William launches his campaign against homelessness and for everyone having the right to a safe and stable home. One tenant said the slick PR will stick in the throat of many tenants. We should start by bringing the homes he already owns up to modern standards. Ooh, ouch, ouchie, ouch, ouch. It says the Duchy has more than 600 rental properties, and over 15-month investigation, we identified over 500 of them. We found 50 Duchy properties rated F to 20 rated G, including 6 properties with the lowest EPC score of 1 point out of 100. That must be a shack. That must be that must be not caught. what they had Harry living in. That's exactly, it must be Nottingham Cottage with that one rating. It says we spoke to a number of tenants on condition of anonymity who are living in cold, poor, insulated homes, often without central heating, and many relying on the most expensive solid fuel for heat. It has been illegal since 2020 for landlords to rent out properties that are rated below E, under the minimal energy efficient standards regulation, without a valid exemption. Since the new rule, Prince William and his previous Duke of Cornwall, King Charles III, has between them received £91 million in profit from the duchy. One tenant with no central heating spends hundreds of pounds a month on coal and wood to heat just 2 rooms in the house. William is a slumlord. He is. He's a slumlord. And he's walking around and got all these houses, and he hadn't earned any of it. All that money coming from the duchy, he hadn't earned any of that money. That was already in place when he slipped out of the birth canal. And they think that the UK public takes pride in watching Charles roll around with his horse in tow in a golden carriage. In a golden carriage with all those stolen jewels on their heads. And people are living in a damp home with mold. And they are charging them rent. I'm just saying. He told us it gets miserably cold, especially in the winter. You can see through the roof. I can only heat 2 rooms in my home using a wood burner and coal fire. And the landlord told me that my rent was going to be put up considerably if they put in a radiator. So if they make any kind of improvements in your situation, your rent go up. Mm. And here is some of the pictures. Look at this. This is what William is renting to people. And he want to walk around here talking about he Diana's son. He is taking her legacy. He, after 40 years, has changed and really, really is incorporating her desire to eradicate homelessness. And this is what he's renting out. I'm just saying. He claims there is mold appearing on soft furnishing and clothing because the air is so cold and damp. It rains so much over there and it's cold over there. I am not surprised by this. To make my property efficient, it needs to be insulated, but they won't do that because of cost. But you don't want to say anything against your landlord for fear of eviction. There could be consequences. Another elderly tenant who, with no central heating and just one fireplace for warmth, was under a blanket when we visited his home in early September. A third told us the house is freezing. We were told that it is uninhabitable. Then when the wind blows, the curtains start swinging. There is no heating upstairs at all. He is a slumlord. William is a slumlord. Wow. Asked about the double glazing that they said Prince Charles didn't like it. And well, he doesn't have to live here, the fourth said. The house is cold and it is a struggle, but there is nowhere else to live here. They are not good landlords. Wow. And it goes on. Look at this picture right here where the ceiling is leaking. Wow. And look at this. This is where they heat. And William is renting that to somebody. And he's out here trying to sell us on his desire to eradicate homelessness. Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. I'm going to put this one up, and this squatty says tax funded Prince William and King Charles III, aka British royal family, they like robbing the British taxpayer. Prince of Wales will, with his vanity projects, preaching homelessness while his tenants live in moldy homes, preaching environment, stupid earthshot project, while cost of the monarchy hits £500 million a year. They are going for their necks. People eyes are open. The scales are falling from their eyes. And they see these people for who they are and who they always have been. This is nothing new. These people have been taking advantage of the British people for what? Centuries. Because this whole thing is over 1,000 years old. This is just something they have been doing. And the people have not had access to the knowledge of it. But from being a person on the outside looking in, I could see the grift. I could see the scam. I just could not understand how you would bow down to someone who just slipped out of the birth canal, the right birth canal, and consider this person somehow better than you, and that you are going to give your tax dollars to, that you are going to give all this reverence to. It just did not make sense to me. And then the way they act and who they were and how disingenuous they are. They don't care anything about the people. You can tell they only care about how much the people care about them, how much they put them on a pedestal, how much they show deference to them. It's ridiculous. And to think that you are another human being and you feel like you should somehow be shown deference. It is the weirdest thing to me. I'm going to put this one up right here. And it says the duchy pretends to grant hospital trust free warehouse access to upgrade to an all electric fleet. In reality, the contract reveals to use the warehouse, the NHS is paying rent of over £829,348 a year to the King's Duchy. That's going straight in Charles's pockets, straight in Camilla's trough. I'm just saying. And we're going to put this one up. This one is by Peter Hunt. He says they operate as a commercial landlord while having a special agreement with the Treasury exempting them from paying taxes on their corporate profits. They don't even pay taxes on any of this. And it says found that as many as 1 in 7, we were talking about uh, 1 in 7 of these properties that William owns is below standard. They get an F or a G in certification. And he's saying, they run it as a corporation, but they pay no corporate taxes. And we all know William refused to say how much he paid in taxes this time around. He maybe paid nothing. For all they know, he can actually refuse to say how many taxes he has paid. In a given year. What kind of nonsense is that? Wow, and the British people keep going for this nonsense. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. All right, we're going to put this one up. It says, imagine how low you have to be to take from the crumbling NHS, knowing how bad things are. But they clapped the NHS workers during the C word, so that's okay. King Charles and William are really who we thought they were. I always knew that. I'm not surprised by any of this. We had this conversation in our last podcast. I said, if you've been paying attention or if you are a OG squatter, you have no kind of anticipating feeling that these people are somehow going to take a high ground on anything. You're never surprised by how low they go. I said I couldn't even think of a scenario that could happen that I wouldn't believe that Kensington Palace would not try to pull off. It's just that low for me. And this is nothing surprising to me. I am surprised that the British people allows this. Now that's what I'm surprised by. We're going to put this one up. It said, wait a minute. Charles and William are leasing buildings to public service like the NHS. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, they are. And they pocketing that money. Yeah, and they want you to believe that you only pay £1.25 to keep them going. Because I have heard that on Loose Women. I have heard it on all these morning talk shows saying that, you know, they bring in way more money than they spend, than the taxpayers spend on them. It's only £1.25. Every person pays it average out to £1.25 for every person to fund the royal family. They worth it. They bring in billions and all this kind of nonsense. And they are pocketing way more than that £1.25. I'm just saying. All right, we're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna put this one up. It says Prince William of Mold. He's paying customers aren't even given the dignity of a safe house, yet he is out here claiming to lead the way on fixing homelessness. A prince from a palace think you deserve to breathe mold while freezing in one of his houses. And these people are in such dire strait. They didn't even want people to know who they were because they didn't want to get evicted because they have nowhere to go. They are forced to live within this horrible, horrible condition. And they know that they are in this condition, so they continue to take advantage of them. William does. All right, we're going to put this one up. It says, how long will it take Prince William to blame King Charles and cancer to get away with being a slumlord and a fake environmentalist? He cannot blame Harry and Meghan for this. Oh, I don't know. They will turn themselves inside out to find some kind of angle to blame Harry and Meghan. I would not be surprised. That's what I keep telling y'all. It is not a low they will not go. It is not a low they would not go to protect William, to lie, to be deceitful, to try to endear themselves to people, to try to grow in their popularity, to try to be in the spotlight, to gain a shine. It goes on and forever. What they will not do for all of those qualities. So if it's a way that they can finagle some way and turn themselves inside out and find an angle to blame Harry and Meghan, they will do that too. I'm just saying. This one says, Willie Leaks, you have some explaining to do. And that's under a article that says the Prince of Wales Duchy accused of allowing houses on royal land to grow moldy. And he did. And he don't care. And the only reason he cares right now is because he's been exposed. And we all know how William feel about being exposed. He would do every low down thing he can do in the dark. He's just like a cockroach. But when you turn the lights on, he is going to scramble. He is going to scurry. And yeah, he does have some explaining to do. But if he can put it off on somebody else, he absolutely will. And I think he's going to put it off on Charles. I'm just saying. We're going to put this one up. And it says, this squatty says this: with Prince William is always someone else to blame. Here he is, spin master or justifying below standard conditions in his apartments by blaming the tenants. And this is what appeared in the Telegraph. It says the Telegraph understands that Miss William has been in arrears since 2005, and that the Duchy works closely with her to develop a repayment plan, which she did not follow. An independent surveyor is understood to have visited the residence in May of this year and found that it had not been heated or ventilated properly and was therefore causing mold. The former tenant is said to have not formally reported the damage to the property uh, and not allowed access for contractors on numerous occasions. I wonder if that's true, because we know they are not above lying. They will lie when the truth will do, but they'll lie anyway. I'm just saying. And they trying to put it on the tenants. I'm going to put this one up, and it says the complaining and explaining has already started. And this is pretty much where what I read earlier about they are trying to put it on the tenants. It's your job as a landlord to keep your property up to standards because it keeps the value of your property up. So I don't know what these people are talking about. And y'all are trying to tell me that this woman y'all are talking about she's been in the arrears since 2005. How many landlords are going to let you be in the rear for what? That's close to 19 years. Come on now. Come on now, William. I'm just saying. But yes, the complaining and the explaining has already started. All right, we're gonna go to this one, and I laughed when I saw this one. It says, "I'm loving these William edits so much." Clips of William preaching from his soapbox about how we must do what we can to protect the environment, followed by visuals of land and sea being destroyed by his business partners. Let Channel 4 cook. Mm, they are eating William up. And I saw a little clip about that too, where, he's supposed to be this big environmentalist and they tearing up this cliff. They are destroying the environment for money, for profit. They were lowering a big old crane down there so they could destroy it. It is something to see. It's something to see. And here it is. Here's a picture of what they're talking about. It says Prince William claimed to be an environmentalist by trotting around promoting Earth Flop Prize. Yet out of greed and arrogance, Willie is destroying the county of Cornwall. They calling him out. They are calling him out. This particular squad is said King Charles III and Slumlord Prince William are leasing buildings to public service like the NHS, hospitals, schools, etc., while child poverty is skyrocketing in the UK. Tax funded King Charles and his eldest son, Prince William, cost the UK taxpayer a $500 million. Wow. Wow. They do. And they get way more money than that. I would not be surprised if it wasn't close to upward $1 billion if you really added everything up. I'm saying it is a mess. It is a mess to say the least. All right. I found this on the Observer, and it was written by Richard Palmer, of all people. We all know Richard Palmer. He used to be one of the Royal Rodents, but he got fired and now he just scrounging around for whatever he can get. He is a freelancer and pretty much a beggar. But he wrote this one for the Observer, and let's get into it. It's a King and Prince William's estate making millions from charity and public services. The Duchy of Cornwall and Lancaster likely to make at least £50 million from leasing land to service such as the NHS and schools, according to investigation. They eating them up. It says King Charles and Prince William's property empire are taking millions of pounds from cash-strapped charities and public services, including the NHS, state schools, and prison, according to a new investigation. The report claims that the Duchy of Lancaster and Cornwall, which are exempt from business taxes and used to fund the royals' lifestyle and philanthropic work, are set to make at least £50 million from leasing land to public services. The two duchies hold a total of more than 5,400 leases. Wow. One 15-year deal will see Guy's and St. Thomas NHS Hospital Trust in London pay £11.4 million. Stores its fleets of electric ambulance in the warehouse owned by the Duchy of Lancaster and the monarch's 750-year-old estate. The king will also make at least £28 million from a wind farm because the Duchy of Lancaster retained a feudal right to charge for cable crossing the foreshore, according to an investigation by Channel 4 Dispatches, the Sunday Times. William's Duchy of Cornwall, the hereditary estate of the heir to the throne, has signed a £37 million deal to lease the Dartmoor prison for 25 years to the Ministry of Justice, which is liable for all repairs despite paying £1.5 million a head for a jail empty of prisoners because of high level of radon gas. His estate also owns the Camford House, a 1960s tower block on the banks of the Thames, which has brought in at least £22 million since 2005 from rent paid by charities and other tenants. Two cancer charities, Marie Curie and Macmillan, of which the king is a long-standing patriot, have both recently moved out to smaller premises. Charles over there charging cancer people. I mean, cancer charities. He literally is over there charging cancer charities. It's crazy. It says the Duchy of Cornwall has charged the Royal Navy more than £1 million to build and use jetties and more warships. It also charges the Army to train on Dartmoor, but the Ministry of Defense refused a Freedom of Information Act request asking how much it costs. He even charging the Army. He charging everything. I'm telling you, a scammer is a scammer is a scammer. In spite of the King and Prince William's speeches and interventions on environmental issues, many residential properties let out by the royal estate are in breach of basic government energy efficiency standards. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And it says this, and this is really, really ooh, warming the cockles of my heart. It says the investigation has prompted calls for parliamentary investigations and for two empires to be folded into the crown estate, which sends its profits to the government. The King and Prince William pays income tax on profits from the estates after business expenses has been deducted, but both now refuse to say how much. Wow. Wow. They want an investigation. But we all know, I believe it when I see it. I'm just saying. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments, but I believe it when I see it. Because I don't believe it. I don't believe Parliament has the backbone to do anything when it comes to that royal family. That royal family pretend like it has no kind of power, but it has a chokehold on the press and a chokehold on Parliament and the Tories. But I don't know. Channel 4 stepped out of the box with this one. Wow. It is hot. I'm telling you, these internet streets are hot. I'm going to put this up. It says Earthshot Shade. Thank you, Channel 4, for doing what the Royal Rota could have but refused to do. I will be spamming any journalist who writes about Harry and Meghan's hard-earned money while this is allowed in the UK. It's ridiculous. And all I can say at this point, if the UK public doesn't do anything about this, if nothing is done after all this exposure, y'all deserve what y'all got. It's like that old saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Shame on you. Shame on you, UK, for being taken advantage of. It's your fault from this point on because you can't say you don't know. You know now. What you gonna do about it? And if you don't do anything about it, just paint yourself as suckers. I'm just saying. All right, let's put this one up. It said all Harry and Meghan did was to tell their story. They got paid for it. But what Charles and William have done over the years is to swindle money from charities and public services. Please now tell me who's the grifters and who's cashing in on the royal titles. I am so glad Harry and Meghan is not over there now. Where is the lie? Who is the grifters? Who is cashing in on their titles? Just want to know. I'm just saying. And this one said grifters. King Charles and Prince William's estate making millions from charities and public services. Thank God Prince Harry left that place in time. Otherwise, the firm, would have blamed him somehow for that. And I bet you right now they are sitting around a table and pretty much going over, how can they twist it in order to blame Harry and Meghan. If they got any kind of information or anything that they've been holding back, it's going to come out tomorrow. So brace for whatever might come out tomorrow because they are looking for a distraction. And if they got anything left in their arsenal against Harry and Meghan, it's going to come out tomorrow. If nothing doesn't come out tomorrow worth anything, they don't have anything. They don't have anything because Andrew already has gone under the bus. He's already under the bus. They already whooped him and threw him under the bus. And so now they're going to be looking for something to distract from this. And like I said, at this point, with all this exposure and to see how they have grifted and have taken advantage of their so-called subjects, the so-called people that they love and supposedly love them, if nothing is done about it, then y'all are suckers and y'all deserve it. I'm just saying. I'm going to put this one up, y'all. And it says, Charles said there wasn't enough money to feed Meghan. Guess there were plenty of money being stolen from charities, poor folks, and the NHS. Yeah, he didn't even want to feed Meghan. Meghan was not even a part of the institution. They didn't even give her that respect where she could have health insurance. You remember that's what the excuse they gave her when she went to them and wanted to go somewhere. They told her that she was not an employee of the firm. She was not in the firm. It was so horrible. And Meghan over there working for free and just putting hit on top of hit on top of hit, putting the scores on the board. And they treated her like this. And that is the reason why Karma got up this morning, put on her black dress, put on her high heel shoes, and walked over to Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace and knocked on the door and announced that she was officially here. And she proceeded to put William and Charles in a headlock. And I love it. I love it. Lady Karma is doing her thing. Love it. All right. I'm going to put this up. It said, after watching the C4 Dispatch documentary on Mafia King Charles and Willie, I am truly believe that Diana protected her baby boy and his gorgeous family by getting them the HE double hockey sticks out of there with their lives intact. A mother's love is eternal. Well, you know, on the Harry and Meghan documentary, Harry said it's undeniable. You can't even say it's a coincidence anymore that his mother was seeing after him. She had his back all the way through this process of him getting out of that wretched sunken place. And so, yeah, I agree with this squatty. Diana had a hand, and I think Diana also has a hand on putting her foot on Charles' neck. Charles has not been able to enjoy being king for 1 minute. He has not. Diana even reigned on his coronation day. I love it for him. I do. I do. All right, y'all. I'm going to put this up. It said, I predict a flurry of anti-Harry and Meghan stories over the next few days to try to wash away all of the revelations about Charles and William. I just got through saying that. If they got anything in their arsenal on Harry and Meghan, we will be seeing it, especially on Sunday in the Daily Fail. So brace and let's see. Because if we don't see nothing in the Daily Fail on Sunday, they ain't got nothing. They have nothing. I'm just saying. I'm going to put this tweet up because I love it because it said the royal family is going down. It's going down. And I love it. And it is. All they had to do was to be fair. That's all Meghan was asking for was fairness. But I really believe the time just has come for this rotten, institution. Its time has come. I think it's providence. I really think that Meghan was just part of providence and time for it to become extinct, to go the same way of the French, royal family and the Greek royal family. It's time for this royal family to disband. It's so corrupt and it's so detrimental to the British people. I'm just saying. I want to put this up. I want to say something about this lady right here, Jane Godley. Now, if you are a squatty on Twitter, you know who Jane Godley is. She was a huge, huge supporter of Harry and Meghan, especially Meghan. She did these voiceovers about Meghan, with Meghan talking and her in her heavy Scottish accent talking about how how can it all be Megan's fault? And she was just a great, great supporter. She was so funny, and she passed today. She was so faithful in her defense of Harry and Meghan. Such a warrior, such a wonderful person, such a kind person. And I was, of course, one of her followers and one of the people who was just heartbroken when I found out that she had passed last night. She is, like I said, she's a Scottish comedian. She is she also was one of the protesters who protested Trump's golf course in Scotland. And she was one of them out there protesting it. And she was just a fearless, fearless, wonderful woman and very much loved with a wonderful family. And I will sorely miss her and her post on X, formerly known as Twitter. This squatty also said, "Rest in peace, Janey. I knew her through her support for Meghan Markle. She stood up for what was right and was never ashamed to call out abusers. She was courageous, honest, lively, and did not let cancer silence her. She'd always be, she'll always have a special place in my heart. R.I.P. Janey Godley." And that is so true. That is so true. Yeah, rest in peace, Janey. And she will be sorely missed. I always check to see what Janey was talking about or saying or posting when I went on X, formerly known as Twitter, because I knew it was going to be good. I knew it was going to be smart. I knew it was going to be insightful. And I knew it was going to be one of the posts that I was going to use in my podcast. So, yeah, we lost a good one in Janey. All right, I want to put up the clown. Yep, the clown. He is a clown. He has been proven a clown today. And I'm telling you, when I start posting this picture of Charles, I did not know what a big clown he was. I knew he was a big clown, but boy, is he a clown. And I want to add this. This clown right here. He's a clown too. Father and son clowns been exposed today. And I just love that for them. Also, we all know what this is. If y'all mess with Harry and Meghan, and we got another day coming. Because like I said, if they got something, they are going to come with it tomorrow. So squatters, get ready. Because if they come with something, we need to rip their faces off. All right, y'all. See y'all next time. Bye.